Comment. My mom was 100% right when she said what's old could be new. Back in a minute. Hey, this is Jan. I'm from New York City, and I like to help you keep or save your money. How you doing today? Hope everybody's doing well. My mom was so right about so many things, if not practically everything. I would say there was probably about a nano percentage of what she was wrong. Oh my gosh, I bet many of you could say the same things about your loved ones as well. Here's one thing she was 100% right about. 100%. What's old could be new again. And I can't believe how I discovered this. I never thought in a million years, this is the result of the other evening on my premiere last Saturday night about saving a little money here and there. There you go, stretching a buck, right? And I brought up the topic of window shopping. Now, most people in my age bracket, which, like I said, is clearly over 30 times two. But anyway, I'm okay with it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful. However, it was a common thing back in my day to go window shopping. Now, some people never heard of that terminology before. And on a recent community post, I actually posted a song from back in the day that brings up the terminology. Go back to the post and you could find it. Now, let's get back to it. If my mom was here, she would tend to agree. I'm going to expound upon this for a minute because I think there was some little confusion. Somebody might have thought that I was contradicting myself in my own video, but I was not. A person can still save money and a person can still go to the mall, let's say with a friend, and just walk around and look at the window displays or even go in the store. We have to start exercising our strength and our own mental, emotional muscles. Many times, like I'll mention a thing or two, and then sometimes I'll get back a comment, I can't do this, or, I'm too weak, or, I don't have sales resistance. Well, I believe in everybody so much that I really believe that we can do it. We got to get over letting everything we think in a passing thought determine our actual ability. Au contraire, I actually do think the majority of us actually do have sales resistance. Let's say, for example, somebody tried to sell you something that in the back of your mind, you really don't need it at all. You really don't. And especially during these challenging times, I would imagine that in the back of your head, you're going to say to yourself, I really don't need this. And maybe the real issue is sometimes people have it hard to say no. That's another show. That's another show. But let's go back to window shopping. In other words, is it so hard for someone to look at something, even for 10 seconds, just get the joy of it? There are things that I love to look at, for example. Let's go over back to the trinket thing. Okay, let's dial it back to trinkets. If I look at a trinket, for example, I'm telling you, I'll get joy looking at it. I'll say, that thing is really, really cute. Now, let's say this was back in the day, because in my day growing up, window shopping was exactly that. There wasn't even a mall where I live up until like I was about 35, 40 years old. I would have to go, let's say, to another state to go to a mall. I'm not even kidding you. I am not kidding you. Or I'd have to travel very, very far, perhaps upstate to go to a mall or on the island. All right. But in like within the five boroughs, no such that I'm aware of until later on they became the thing. So the norm, at least in my lifetime, the norm would be that we would get together with friends or family on those days when, you just don't want to spend that money or you just don't have that money. Not everybody had oodles and boodles of cash to throw around back then. Just saying, just saying. Now, So what we would do is, okay, let's say I'd call a good friend of mine. Hey, Ann, let's go out. Let's go window shopping on Saturday. All right. Window shopping meant just that. Because number one, there are a gazillion gorgeous display windows in New York City. Anybody knows that offhand. And you don't even have to wait for the holiday season. Just walk by, like, oh wow, is that what that looks like? That's so pretty. And this, that. This is what we used to do for fun. We used to use the theater of our mind and imagine, wow, imagine that really expensive watch. Oh wow. Some people can't take it. Some people think it's a tease. Not me. Not me. I could look at that thing. I could look at pretty things like trinkets and stuff like that and say, that is really so cute. But this is me. I'm not expecting the whole world to think like me. One thing about me, and I'm very clear about this, I already know everyone thinks in a different manner, okay? Not everybody thinks the same way you do. That's why a lot of people get into tiffs and riffs with other people because they expect somebody else to think identically to the way they think. I don't do that because it is humanly impossible for every single human being to think the same way. Let's just like clear the deck on that one. But for me, and I'm only speaking of me, I can get great joy out of looking at really, really enticing, pretty items. But then I could dial it back to the common sense practical, Jan. Okay. There's a part of me that was contemplating making another decision to maybe go for another expense. And I said, I thought, at first I flirted with it and I said, yeah, you could go for it. You could go for it. Because technically that expense could have happened. But then I said, then the little bit of those muscles that I've been growing now for a long time, I did not grow sales resistance muscles overnight. Trust me on that. I had the good roots to them because walking around, going out with my friends and window shopping, that was like normal. Because, let's go back to this for a minute. Let's say you're a teenager back in the day, okay? And not everybody's parents were affluent and not everybody's everybody had like tons of money, nor even if they did have some, let's just say that their parents were very, very frugal and didn't want to, let you walk around, with a whole ton of cash or whatever. So we were like, okay, we'll hang out. The whole fun was hanging out, walking around with your friends, walking around with your family. Yeah, take a peek at the windows. Yeah, take a look at the fun stuff there and enjoy the day. Maybe get a small item to feel like a consolation prize if you have to have that consolation prize. For me, my consolation prize was just hanging out with my friends. Going out for that, maybe stepping into that fast food place for a minute, having like a fun lunch, keeping our spending day less than a certain amount of money. This took a lot of pressure off our friends. We didn't have this, keeping up with the Joneses pressure. And let me tell you something, I really respect that. Looking back now, I look back now and say, man, that was really cool. Where I feel sorry for a lot of people of today, grown-ups too, not just even the young ones that feel a ton of pressure to, spend and spend and spend. Why? And half the time the person doesn't even want to spend, or they rather spend their money on something else, be more discretionary about it. Just saying, just saying. So that's why when I got over and realized, oh my gosh, yeah, window shopping. Let's bring window shopping back. Let's bring sales resistance at times back. We have that option. I think we don't exercise it enough. I think our priorities sometimes are in the wrong places. This is just one person's opinion, and that's all it is. My opinion, okay? Like, for example, some people don't understand. It is more valuable for me to spend my fun and my time with my loved ones than necessarily always get a thing, because a person can have a whole lot of things around them and they may not even be happy at all. So it's not about the things, it's about the people. It's about not about where you are, it's about who you're with. Again, my opinion. Window shopping is fun. We can do it. We don't have to be tempted every time to grab our credit card. We don't have to. We have choices. There you go. Just saying, and window shopping is a lot of fun. There you go. Have an amazing, fantastic day, everybody, and take good care. Bye-bye.